Over the next few minutes, you're going to see just how awesome this piece of software is and what it can do for your SEO and article marketing efforts. You're going to see why Spinchimp is the most simple, powerful, and robust article marketing software on the planet. Article spinning is an extremely versatile and super quick way to generate unique content. There are a couple of ways you can use it. You can take one of your own articles and turn it into hundreds of unique versions, or you can take public content such as PLR articles and turn them into your own. When used properly, spinning is still one of the most powerful additions to your article marketing efforts, even in light of the Google Panda algorithm updates. Many Spinchimp users are still going hard on their article spinning and are still sitting there right at the top of Google. Before we get started, here are some of the things that Spinchimp users have had to say. Note that these people have had no incentive at all to provide these opinions. They just send it to us through forums or through email. Guys are constantly sending us praise about just how good Spinchimp is. For this demonstration, we're going to use expert mode so we can show you all the features that Spinchimp has to offer. But if you're new to article spinning, you might want to use beginner mode so that all the features don't get too overwhelming. To begin with, I'm just going to drop in 2 files directly from Windows Desktop, which I've opened on separate tabs. And you can see straight away that Spinchimp has identified this word as being misspelled. All I have to do is right click it and change it. Notice the multicolored spin level depth indicators, which make it extremely easy to navigate through complex spun documents. Spinchimp was the first ever spinner to become aware of context. And what I mean by that is that it can detect whether a word is a noun or a verb or an adjective, anything like that. You can see here that Spinchimp has identified the word useful by its position in this sentence as an adjective. And as such, it has listed all the adjectives first before any of the other parts of speech. Not only that, but based on the synonym usage from all of our users, we've identified that valuable has oftentimes been the best synonym for useful with this part of speech. So with a weighting and a part of speech, we can deliver the most relevant synonyms every time. We know that everyone likes doing things differently, so we've implemented so many different ways that you can spin your document. The first one you'll see is the quick spin down the left. So with this, we can add or remove or completely remove forever synonyms. And we can use tab to move through this sentence, scroll down, press enter. And this is a very quick way to add multiple spin into your document. Then after that, we have rapid spin. So with this, you can view an entire sentence at one time and go through and very, very quickly add lots of spin to this sentence. Look how big that is already. And then there's the sentence spinner, which does full replacements for sentences, as well as a paragraph spinner. Now there's a couple of other things you can do on the quick spin pane, and that's favorite words, which makes them come to the top every time. So if I decide this one down here is better than the rest, there you go, it's at the top every time. You can add new synonyms. These can be phrases, single words, whatever you like. And as well as completely remove synonyms that we don't like, which we talked about earlier. Now say you've got an article where you want to keep your keywords. So in this case, plastic forks. So we can right click on that and hit protect words. And now that means plastic forks has been protected throughout the entire article. So when we use an auto spin, which we'll get to in a minute, it won't spin those words. Global spin is an incredibly fast way to get spin into your document with minimal effort. Now what it does is it looks at the spin quality, which is determined from the synonym usage across our entire user base and the part of speech which we talked about before. And if the synonyms for any word in this document meet these 2 criteria, it will spin. Now we've deliberately designed it so that if you spin with best and a full part of speech match, you'll get a completely readable article. We've even had reports that synonyms delivered by this method have improved the original articles. Now if I pick good and full and we'll hit a global spin, you can see that it's gone through and picked out good synonyms for any word that it could find in this article. Note that it has protected our keyword plastic forks throughout the article. The next one is favorite spin, and it's identical to global spin, except it will only use the words you've marked as favorite using this icon down here. Using fact or tip-based articles is one of the most awesome ways to generate a ton of great unique articles, and I'm going to show you why. You can see here that the title of this article is 5 Things You Never Knew About Plastic Forks. And we've got a whole bunch of facts down here on separate lines. Now if we go into the tools and to the tip creator, we just need to pick how many tips we want to appear in our article and the style of list. So create tips, and it's collapsed all of those tips into these 5 points. And you can see that each of these facts is spun 2 or 3 times each. So now if we have a look at the spun view of this document, every time the facts are completely different. And then if you add some more spin into that, through the various spinners we covered before, this is a highly unique article you can distribute to a lot of places. So now we've got an article that's ready to submit. First, we might want to submit it to Copyscape to make sure there's no duplicates out there on the web. And then if we like, we can submit it straight to a blog, which we've already set up here. I can have 10, 15, however many blogs that I want set up here, and it will distribute a unique copy to all of them. So I've already set this up. I'll just give it a title. Hit submit. You see here, it's gone and submitted that article to that website. Now when it comes to submissions, you might want to pick the variations of your article that are the most unique from each other, and that's where spin and compare comes in. So this spins the document 10 times and opens them in this window. So this is the 10 documents across there and down here. So you can see Article 2 is 44% different from Article 4. And if you click Show Similarities, you can see where it's the same and where it's different from Article 2. And you can make some fine little adjustments, copy it to clipboard or save it off for submissions. Another cool little tool is Instant Unique. This is a pretty sneaky one we've come up with recently. And if you just leave it on the default settings, this actually might look like jargon, but you can see that the article is still essentially the same. It's replaced I with a character that looks like an I and O with a character that looks like an O. So if you have a look at the variations of this, it still reads like English. It's just to the search engines, this looks like complete unique content. The next tool I'm going to show you is called Spin Together. So this works across paragraphs and sentences. So if I highlight these 2 sentences, go to Tools and click Spin Together, it spun those 2 together. And the same with paragraphs. Spinchimp also has some nifty features to be able to export to various spin formats such as article ranks and free traffic system right out of the box. But if there's a certain kind of submission program you're using that has its own syntax, you can set that up in here. There's a couple of other cool tools in here as well, like being able to reorder paragraphs or not include the original word in your spins to make them a bit more unique. So what those export profiles do is enable you to be able to submit to get your article ready for submissions for all your various platforms in one hit. So you tick all the ones you want, say how many copies of plain text you want, you hit export, and it's gone away and exported all those articles. We've only just scratched the surface in this video. There's so many other tools that we're not going to cover, like bulk spin, directories, snippets, signatures and tags. These are all covered in our extensive video training series that you can find at spinchimp.com. When you choose Spinchimp, you're choosing an article spinner that leads the way in this market. A lot of the newest spinning technology was first seen in Spinchimp. We're always putting in new features based off our own ideas and from suggestions from you guys. Download Spinchimp today to get ahead of the pack, supercharge your article marketing, and generate loads of unique content. Remember that the feared Google Panda updates have not changed a thing for article spinning, and the SEO benefits still remain strong. We'll see you on the other side.